Hey everyone, this is Julia and you're watching the next video on JetFormBuilder plugin. In this series of videos, we're building different forms and exploring the possibilities of the plugin. If you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the notification bell. By the way, there is a separate playlist of JetFormBuilder videos made for your convenience. I can guarantee you will find lots of useful content there. In the previous video, we talked about the conditional block, and today we will dive deep into the calculated field. What is it, where you can use it, and how to combine it with the other fields. All that will be discussed in this video. So, let's get started. With the JetFormBuilder, you can create forms with calculated fields, and its values will be dynamically calculated based on the other fields' values. The formula can be of any complexity. If you write it to the formula text area correctly, the field will be able to calculate it. The field can take values from the number, text, or text area field and work together with hidden and repeater fields. Calculated fields can be used for creating the forms with financial calculations, then date operations for reservation forms, and calculate the product prices if it's an online store. So in this video, you will see 3 different examples based on the form for requesting a wedding planning. A calculated field in my case is used to calculate the suggested wedding budget. By the way, this field also has a conditional logic, and it will stay hidden until certain conditions are met. If you also want to use conditional blocks in your forms, check our video tutorial. So, first of all, we need to open a form. For that, I will go to my website's dashboard, JetFormBuilder, Forms. I already have a nice form that I showed at the beginning, and yes, it has a calculated field there. But for now, let me create a new form and show you a couple of basic examples. I'm sure you already met such fields as text field, number field, select field, date field, and so on. But today, we will apply a new field that we haven't used before. It is called a calculated field. To find it, just click on the Add Block button either here or on top and start typing calculated. Great! Firstly, let's take a look at the general block settings. As usual, there is a field label, form field name, field description, and default value is used if you want a certain data automatically to be added to the field. Okay, so the following settings are field settings, and as a calculated field was created to perform calculations, there are 3 types of values you can use here. Static numbers, those could be either whole or fraction numbers. Form field value, it works with the number, text, and text area fields. To get the value, use this macro code where field name is the title you put to the form field name bar. Meta field value. The value will be taken from the meta field that is attached to the post where you have placed the form. To get the value, use this macro code where field name is the name of the field. Despite the fact that you type the formula to the field text area, the users will see only the result of calculations. The features of the field settings section allow you to customize the look of that result. And the first one we have here is decimal places number. Here you can set the number of the digits that can be displayed to the right from the decimal point. The decimal point separates the whole number from the fractional part. Decimals separator is a symbol used to separate the integer part from the fractional part of a number written in decimal form. Thousands separator is a symbol used to separate groups of thousands. For example, it can be a comma or the non-breaking space. And the last one, calculated value prefix, you can type the text that will be shown before the resulting value here. For example, total price. Calculated value suffix. The text you type here will be displayed after the calculated value. You can use it, for example, for currency signs. Also, you can make this field invisible for the users by turning the hidden toggle on. And it's pretty much it with the settings. But for now, let's get back to the values that can be used here. You can do all sorts of mathematical operations with those values. Just type the formula into the calculated field text area. For example, let's take a closer look at this formula. This means that the field will take the value from the quantity form field and then will multiply the result by the value of the price meta field. Of course, in this case, the formula will work only if the chosen meta field has data. But how calculated field works in combination with the form fields, for example, checkbox or radio ones? Let me quickly add the checkbox field. So, as in every multi-choice field, the checkbox field creates a list of options, and each of those options can have different values. The difference is that the user can select not one but several variants. Still, the value of the checkbox field can be used in the formula of calculated field. As my checkbox field is set to manual input, I will simply click on Manage Items to add a list of options and set the values for them. Let's say there will be additional services that my agency can provide, and the calculated field will calculate the total price depending on the chosen options. So, except for label and value, you will find this Calculate field bar. All you have to do is set a needed number here. In my case, it will be the price. For example, to have a musician or a band at the wedding will cost $600. Then a photographer will charge $1,000, videographer $2,000, and so on. Every additional option has a price now. To get a sum of options selected by the user, go to the calculated field and hit this button. There will be the list of all your fields, and you need to select the one you want to calculate the values for. In my case, it will be the only one field I have. Here is how it's gonna look on the front end. Okay, seems like everything is working. Let's do another example, but this time it will be with the radio field and a hidden one. I'm gonna delete this checkbox field and add, first of all, a radio field and then the hidden field. So let's say there will be a couple of options for a wedding welcome bag for the guests. The first option, sweet or savory snacks and fresh fruit. Option 2, meaty bottles of champagne and a postcard. Option 3, handmade chocolate and a bundle of lavender. Okay, and of course, I also set the price for each bag option. Now the hidden field. Let's assume that you have to pay 5% of the bag's price as a tax. So the value will have to be set to 0.05. The total price of the item will be the price of the item plus 5% of the price for taxes. That's why the calculated field formula will look like that. Welcome bags field plus welcome bags field multiplied by a tax field. Welcome bags are repeated 2 times, and it's not a mistake. As this formula consists of 2 parts, the first one, it gets the price of the chosen option, and the second part calculates the tax from that price. At the end, we will see the sum of these 2 numbers. Let's also add a calculated value prefix and suffix, and here is how it's gonna look on the front end. Total price now consists of a bag price plus tax. To make it a bit complicated, I'm gonna add one more field for entering the number of guests. Now we just need to adjust the formula. So this time it will be number of guests field multiplied by welcome backs field plus again number of guests multiplied by welcome backs and multiplied by a text field. Let's check how it works. I will enter 20 guests, then choose the last option, and here is the total price. If I change the number of guests to 50, the total price will also change. Honestly, calculated field can have many different formula variations, so it depends only on your forms, field, and imagination in general. By the way, we have a nice written guide on Crocoblock.com, and there is also some information on working with the repeater field. The link will be available under this video. Lastly, I want to demonstrate how I implemented a calculated field in the form I created in the previous tutorial. So basically, it has a simple formula that sums every option selected by the user, as I've set the values for each option in the chosen fields. On the front end, there will be a suggested budget field with the total price of the selected options. Guys, that was it for this tutorial. Now you know that using calculated field in combination with the other fields can be super handy when building different forms. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you really did, please give us a like. Subscribe, leave your comments down below, and don't forget to check the links under this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.